Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and today we're back with another team composition video. This is an updated one. 1.2 was like so long ago. We have so many new characters now with DOT. We'll also be talking about some future characters that may be good. But of course, this is released in 1.6 as of Kafka's banner. And any of you who are forming DOT teams, free-to-play teams, or even pure fiction teams, let's talk about some of Kafka's new and best teams comms as of 1.6 and beyond. Now, first things first, I decided to start off with a DOT team since this is Kafka's probably most popular team. And out of all the characters in the game, let's start off with like cheap ones and then we will slowly work our way to more expensive ones. Currently in version 1.6, I would say the character with the best synergy with Kafka probably will be Sampo. Sampo is an excellent unit right now, doing a lot of wind shear, helping buff the team's DOT damage as well. But in future, maybe if we have another character, it could be, I don't know, this is just a placeholder. The name means nothing, the similarity also doesn't mean anything. I'm just like saying if there's a future character that's coming up that is good in this slot, I will probably put in synergies, but if such a character does release in future, I'll definitely be doing another team composition for that particular character. But I'll just leave this as a placeholder for now for any future unit that's coming up. This is in the synergy slot. I think you will find it very, very useful. For the pivot slot, most people from what we see in the community are going two ways. The first way is a cheap way, is Esther. And I'll talk about why these characters form these teams, why do they work so well in a little bit. But let's fill up the screen so it is a bit more engaging with more pictures. So, three characters right now we have on screen. Sampo works very well with Kafka because he provides wind shear DOT. Kafka is of course lightning herself. He increases the DOT of the team as well. For here pivot, Esther is popular because she gives a lot of attack buffs to DOT members. Whereas other of the Harmony units maybe don't give as much attack buff, they give like crit rate, crit damage, which DOT teams generally don't really like. That's why Esther is very popular here. On top of that, she gives speed, which gives in turn more actions to the rest of the team, more energy indirectly to the rest of the team, and letting them move faster and whatnot too. She also has a little bit of burn with her basic attacks with some of her minor traces. Not too much, but the alternative that some people are going for is Huynh, who, unlike Esther, doesn't give speed to the team, doesn't give attack to the team, but what she does is she does a lot of burn in an AoE fashion. At the same time, she also increases the damage the enemy takes. So depending on the path that you choose, whether you want more damage from your burn source, maybe you like her design a lot, you could consider like pushing Sampo aside and then like switching to a Huynh if you like waifu DOT characters. I'm just giving you an option. You can play them either one of this set for now in 1.6. But yeah. So that is for the pivot slot, what most people are playing. And in the utility slot right now, currently, a lot of people are liking to go for a character like Ho because she gives a lot of energy, a lot of attack to the whole team, which benefits like a triple DPS kind of team. DOT teams in general are unlike like hyper carry teams where focus on one character. Here you want to buff like as many characters as you can because all of them contribute damage. And she buffs attack percentage, which is what DOT team needs. She funnels energy to the rest of the squad, which is what they want too. In version 1.6, we also have a new character, Runmei, and Runmei fills in very nicely in the pivot slot over here. So if you are like a super whale, you can go with like Kafka, who is a limited character, a future character that maybe is a limited DOT character here too. You can go with Runmei, you can go with Ho. This likely will be the best in slot team for a lot of DOT teams for a while, until we have another character maybe with better DOT in the pivot slot here, so you can run like a triple DPS team. But for now, we will have to just use this one here, but it's still certainly like super strong. There are some alternatives that you can go about, but generally they are slightly inferior. Let me just talk about them real quick. Some people like to play Pella here in the pivot slot, but Pella, you offer defense break to the whole team, which DOT teams benefit from generally. But unfortunately, she doesn't contribute too much else, and that's why she's a very minor pick. Not many people will like her a lot. In the utility slot, you have a few options. You can go with like Fire MC. If you can go with like Natasha, you can go with like Lynx, depending on what you need. Generally, preservation characters are able to contribute a bit more to burn because they have access to this light cone called Trend of Universal Market, which is unfortunately a gacha 4-star light cone, which helps them like contribute burn. So characters that are preservation generally have a bit of utility, no pun intended, utility section for the team as well. So that's just the thought. But utility for now, there's no clear second best in slot. Like Probably Lota. I mean, Ho is the best. Other than that, you can really get by with most things. Even Fu Xuan is also possible. So any one of these, you can just slot them in here and there. I'm just giving you like some options. So that is for like the DOT team meta right now. There is not too much deviation from this currently. Some people do play Serval if you have no choice, but we will talk about Serval later on. But now what's more interesting, I think, is talking about a pure fiction team. Since 1.6 came out, we have this new game mode in Honkai Star Rail, Pure Fiction, and the teams actually drastically change. So Kafka is not only a great DOT character, she's also a great lightning applier to apply a lot of break. So currently in like the second half as of time of recording Pure Fiction, if enemies are weak to lightning and fire, you can easily find yourself playing a Himiko together with a Kafka team to deal like tons of break damage to the enemy. Because they are all squishies in Pure Fiction, you can easily one-shot them with the help of a character like Ranmei, who does a lot of break damage, especially these two combining together. You just like kill off all the squishies immediately if one of them breaks them, which is amazingly strong. So 3 characters, super good. In future also, if you are looking for maybe a physical break, you can easily swap in another AoE character like Argenti here, or maybe if you have, for example, a lot of lightning in the team, you can swap in even a Serval here. You can even put a Herta here. They all work very well with Kafka because Kafka has a lot of lightning application. Her follow-up attack, her AoE burst, she outs a lot also for Nihility character, super strong. So she's really strong in Pure Fiction as well because of the ability to keep proccing lightning for the rest of the team. So you have some flexibility there in this particular unit, which makes her very versatile in my opinion. Can work both in MOC, Memory of Chaos, as well as Pure Fiction for those of you who are wondering. So the DOT team here, sorry, this is a previous slide that we do on the channel. This is when we compare as well. But basically DOT teams are more like Memory of Chaos specific because Kafka, although she pops the DOT, you do want the enemies to take their turn. In Pure Fiction, you don't really have that much, so you want to like break them as quickly as you can to kill off so more squishies can start coming in. Utility slot similarly is really quite flexible. Ho likely is going to be best in slot because you want to burst as much as you can, but we see a lot of people not even playing, they are playing like triple DPS, ignoring the sustain slot in total in Pure Fiction game mode because you just need to survive like 4 rounds. Hardly most of the time, as long as you're killing fast enough, you won't have like 3 units dead at one time. But as you can see, Pure Fiction is really targeting the enemy weaknesses and forcing them out with a character like Ranmei. That's the strategy you want to go for with Kafka, at least as of time of recording 1.6. And we always have a bit of something for everyone. Let's talk about a new player team. You start off with Kafka, you are just worried. How do you build a team around her because you don't have all like the 5-star characters that everyone keeps talking about in terms of meta team? So let me suggest something you can ease into, and slowly you will realize that the teams that I recommend you will scale well into late game also because you always can split them up. So straight away, like the most recommended character I think is Esther. If you have her, you can build her. She's not always the best harmony character, but you can slot her in and force her in some way or another. I do think that she'll remain relevant. Maybe not the best like Tingyun, Bronya, or even Ranmei tier, but she's free, she's pretty good, she works very well with DOT teams and can last for quite a while. So I'll put Esther here as my first recommendation for a free-to-play team if you're looking for DOT. Other characters that you can think about is Serval in the pivot slot. Serval offers a lot of AoE damage, a lot of lightning also. Although you might lack a little bit on, for example, ability to proc other elemental break effects, Serval is a very, very useful character in the Pure Fiction game mode. She bursts very often. If you ever need like lightning weakness break, you can always like switch her out into your second team. She's generally quite independent and quite capable on her own. So that is like the 3 that I would recommend for the most part. If you have Sampo or Kuei Naifen, these 2 will definitely take priority over Serval, but I know not all of you have that amount of gacha luck, so I'll just give you a pure free-to-play character here to choose from. And in the utility slot, I think the safest pick will probably be like Natasha. For most beginners, she is absolutely godsend, super good. I don't know whether Lynx is now considered free. You can technically get her, right? If I'm not wrong. So I would choose between both of them. Anyway, if you're a new player, you can use either one in both half. So building either one for a start is going to be really good for you. And this team comp will probably be my recommendation for a free-to-play player looking to build Kafka. Anyways guys, if you guys appreciate such content, we'll definitely be doing more for every single character, and I refresh it as we go along. As new characters come up, the meta changes, new game modes are added. Like and subscribe for more of such future content, and see you in the next video.